5:40 a.m. Weather running. I want to talk to you guys. Follow me. Just got in from playing guitar. And I want to talk to you all about what happens in the Atlantic City Boardwalk in the wee hours. Where I shouldn't have had to be, but because of a certain asshole cop, this red-haired cop who works the 4 to 12 shift, I'm being forced there where I don't feel safe. Oh, where are we going to go? Excuse the mess. All right. So today I went on to the boardwalk. I hit Boardwalk Hall. Hi, Amir. My masks are in my bedroom and I'm in the bathroom right now. So you'll have to bear with me, okay? I hit the boardwalk and I couldn't play right in front of the stage because there was a guy with a big boombox playing rap music. And there was a guy that was selling oils and perfumes and things. And I had to get someplace. I dropped off my cart and my changes of clothes onto the stage itself because I like to have something within, that I can look at. I don't like having things behind me because I can't see behind me. And sometimes people go behind you when you're playing, and that's an issue. I want to put this someplace. Okay, follow me. So I go across from Boardwalk Hall and I literally make $1. Then I see a friend of mine who I will call Cunty Fuck. And I know that sounds really rude, but that's his and me pet names for each other, okay? Those two words are very offensive to a lot of people, but I kind of think they're cool, fun words, and they just happen to be considered obscene. But I am now back in my studio. I was in another part of my building. Let me turn the fan off so you can hear me. Actually, I don't want to turn the fan off. I want to turn it down. So, my friend Bob, he had just come back from resorts and he'd had a good time dancing to a whole bunch of strange girls to some cover band, or sometimes they have singer-songwriters there, but they don't do original material. They do pop and country hits and things. It was for a place in front of Steel Pier, which is across from Hard Rock Casino. So I run into my friend and he says, let's get the heck out of here. So I went back onto the stage and I got my cart and I got my clothes and we hit the boardwalk back in the direction of Tropicana. Anywhere to get away from where the noise was and where we felt safer, because all of a sudden there was like all these, we just felt outnumbered. We felt uncomfortable and nobody that we knew was hanging out there. There was a few people that were asleep on the edge of the stage, but that's it. Where is my blue N95 mask? Let me look. Let me see what I have here. Yeah, I got to think of where any of that stuff would be. I don't want to keep on going off camera looking for things. So my friend takes me a couple of blocks away from Boardwalk Hall, and we stopped because he was saying that he wanted to get some weed. He didn't have any weed, but he said he wanted to get a nickel because he had $5. I had at this point $2, so I wasn't gonna be spending any of that. So we met some people from New York City, and somehow he got enough weed to fill my pipe, and I have a pretty decent sized pipe. Did I bring it with me? Yes, I did. I'll show you my bowl now. It's this one. So as you can see, it holds more than the other one did. But these glass pipes are only good until you break them. But I'm smoking on the boardwalk for the most part, and that's a soft landing. I need to find that mask. Let me see if any of the masks are in this box. Masks might be, I don't have them set aside so organized like I used to, where I could just put my hand on them. And the front room, my grow room, does not have a light. And you know what? It's like I can't turn the light on out here because if I do, when I need the light, I won't have it. I have to sleep with the light in my eye. I hate it. You know, you guys don't live in a place that's more than 100 years old. Just my advice. Okay. Here, I'll turn this light on. I used to have a mask up in the drawers here, but I don't wear them that much anymore, honestly. Oh, I found something. Oh, good. I thought those were, oh, okay, those were, I hope all those was balls from uh piercing jewelry. You know, we've got a lot of mice, and mice leave certain things behind. Now, this is 3M NIOSH N95. Want to make sure it's the real thing. And I got a little bit of light, as you can see. Maybe I can I'll try to put the light on closer. It needs to be slipped over my head. And I have to be very careful with body piercings like this because this screw can get tangled very easily in these. Oh, I was almost going to wash my hair today, but I have it almost untangled. I was brushing it. I actually got a brush through it, but I thought I loved the way it looked with the brush in it. And I said, I want to keep making videos with it. Once I wash my hair, it's not going to be big like this anymore. And I love the big hair. So, you can go a long time between having your hair washed, by the way. FYI. FYI. Mask respirator. I think that's one mask that I do not have is a half mask respirator. Um, I still have whatever was in that face mask fashion show. Like I have the shields still. I think they're in the grow room. See if I can find the other one. Might be on my bed of all places. Too much stuff's on my bed because some things are washed, some things only worn maybe for 10 minutes. so they only have a tiny little bit of sweat on them. Other things were worn longer. I can't put everything together in the same bag, otherwise bacteria will grow and they'll smell bad. So that's kind of my excuse for why so many things are on my bed. And I don't have a washer and dryer. I'm the washer. And laundromats are too expensive. So anyway, it's a big issue. And when I had the cramp the other night, oh my God, I was in so much pain. I could not, yeah, this is too small. But yes, you're right. You're right. My original form of this was the large size. This is a small size. You're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, look what I found. I found this. Oh, we're getting start the sunrise. Let me see if there's anything good. Oh, it's not that. Sunrise. It is 6 a.m. And now I'm gonna put this is Drager. I believe I wore this when I was in front of City Hall. Hey, RVS. Oh, you know what? I have memory problems in my dotage. If I didn't look at my birth certificate, I wouldn't even remember. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you know what I like about President Biden? He seems like he really cares about people. He seems kind. I'm glad that he's finally acknowledging all his grandkids. I'd probably be willing to smoke weed with him if he smoked. But I'd smoke weed down near anybody. Oh, it looks better if I put it underneath my hair. Amir, this is for you. If anybody doesn't understand, Amir is a special person who watches my videos, and if he likes to see me put on a mask, I'll put on a mask. I'm not hurting anybody. See, always check for tightness, fit. If I had a candle, good to see. If you can blow it out. See. Oh, so I'm at the $2 mark, right? I am near the Tropicana. Then I smoke a little bit of weed with my friend. Then he starts making up funny words to chord progressions I'm playing. When I'm out there, I'm not really singing for the most part. I'm just playing with the guitar. I'm getting comfortable with the chord progressions. And when you're dealing with a broken string and it's in the middle, it's my G string that's broken. So that really affects the sound. It really sounds bad when I am playing. It sounds a little out of tune, even though it might not be that out of tune. It's probably a little bit out of tune, honestly. But considering where I am and everything. Now, one good thing about when you're playing in the wee hours, those kiosks that gives the Wi-Fi, they don't have. Oh, this one is, yes. This is my newest belly ring. It's got marijuana leaves on it. My 3M aura, I had to wash because I got makeup all over it. I want to show the belly ring. And it's actually, it's got green, yellow, and red, and it's a dangler. It's got three separate ones. I haven't gotten a new jewelry in a long time, piercing jewelry, and I saw it on wish.com. I can separate. I want to make sure you see the color. Yeah, you can fan them out and play with them and stuff. It's pretty smooth. I could probably go swimming in it if I wanted to. But I haven't been swimming in about 2 years because the lifeguards clock out at 6 and it's still really sunny. I try playing guitar at 6 p.m. I get run in with the cop with that cop, an asshole. I want to say the name so badly, but I don't dare. Even though I've got more confirmation of just which cop. Uh, yeah, I gotta find the aura mask. That is, I put it where the dirty clothes are. It's been on the floor. I once something's touched the ground, especially my ground, I'm not gonna touch my skin. I want to wash it first. Anyway, I went back to again toward the Tropicana with my friend, and he was trying to encourage me not to put my hat out there. And he actually put my hat in my cart, and I took the hat out, and I said, "Dude, if I don't put the hat out, people don't know that I'm not posing for a holy picture." So as soon as I set the hat down, some guy gave me $1. Oh, and then somebody asked to play my guitar, and I said, "Dude, this is my livelihood right now." So he gave me $1 anyway. And then I ended up handing my guitar to him and letting him play it. But a guitar that has a missing string has a very unsatisfying feel to it. It really does. So, you know how much I made for my efforts today? $4. This is really hard work. Not that it's hard and not that it's work, but that when you are forced in the shadows because of harassment and there's people that you need to avoid, and the only way to do that is to be on hours when you're not there. And if you also have the medical necessity of staying out of the sun, as this white girl does, I mean, look at what the sun did to me last Saturday. A week ago, I tried to eke out a couple of dollars, and I got, yes, I work out. Not as much as I was when I was hardcore. This would be even, it would sink in even more. And the exercises that go and target the obliques, and I love the abdominals. You got to remember, do the obliques too, not just the crunches and things. But I like to do everything. It's fun. If it's not fun, people don't do it. And I like to take advantage of the things that we're doing anyway. Um, uh, how's about, I'm not going to answer that question because does it matter? What matters is I'm showbiz, and Chase. Is that how you pronounce your name? I think we all agree that with what we know about modern science, these masks don't do what we hoped they would. That said, there are some people that really find medical equipment rather intriguing. Some even fetishize such gear, and I don't think that's particularly harming anybody. So if somebody enjoys seeing me wear something like this, you know, nobody's being harmed. I might be making somebody's day. And now I'm not going to wear a hijab. I'm not going to change religions or anything like that. And I'm not going to do anything that's going to get me killed either because I don't have death wish. Thank you very much. You notice I'm going live. I stopped going live for a year because I got tired. Well, yeah, we want to talk about the weirdos. Talk about the people I see late night on a boardwalk. Oh my God. I wish I could get a signal where I was at. But no, there was all these guys, this guy playing this rap music, and then three of his buddies, and they all, you know, all fitting the same demographic. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to have to say it. I don't want to dog whistle, as the people go. Oh, by the way, I think I need to make a shirt, a shirt with a boat on it, saying uh listless drifting, or listless. What's the term that some of us are not? Uh, okay, I stand corrected. I'm just trying to make excuses for uh your requests so that people would stop being rude to you because you're not hurting anybody, and um I'm kind of in support of freedom. I know what it's like to try to be canceled just because I said something that was offending somebody. You know, I know what it's like to have my content, my back catalog of content scoured for one sentence where I may have voiced an unpopular opinion, you know. And it's ridiculous the things that people will focus on, or bots, or maybe it's somebody flagging my content that doesn't like who I voted for. I don't know. It makes me angry when I see people saying things on TV that I can't say on here, you know? Like, if I tell you that I haven't gotten the booster in over a year, is that going to get me kicked off of here? I mean, I've been doing my research and everything, and it seems to me that whether you do or not doesn't seem to make much of a difference. That said, I had friends die who didn't get it, refused the vaccine, and they got it. And I had other people that have gotten all the shots and they gotten COVID twice. My mother, she's as up to date as maybe a year ago. I'm not quite that up to date. Now they say they got something else going out around now, and I don't know whether I'm going to get it or not. What I know is this: remember before, when you would go into any medical center or something, they would have posters on the walls, or they would have people, tables set up, everybody offering to get the vaccine. And now you don't see them pushing it as much. I mean, you see the ad campaign is going on, I'm noticing on TV, but at the offices themselves, they don't seem to be really pushing it. Like, each time I went to some kind of health fair or something, if they had offered it, I probably would have gotten it. Just like I got a blood pressure checked, I got my glucose reading, and I don't have any diabetic stuff. That's one disease that's not in my family. And the thing is, though, the way I've been going to ShopRite day and getting, like, I ate a whole pumpkin pie the other day, but it was a little pie. Come on, a little pie. That's nothing. And frankly, big pie. I could eat two. Come on, they're good. They're made to be eaten. You know. Uh, but the aura mask is weirder. Now wait a minute. Yeah, the one that makes it kind of pig looking. I saw that. At when I got my first COVID shot, some of the National Guard members were wearing them. And you see these amazing uniforms. They were pixelated gray, I believe. And all these young people, I'm thinking they're serving their country. Right away, I'm going to admire you if you're going to put on the uniform. I kind of sort of admire cops too, but when you got some cops that target people. Also, let me get back to the story about my evening. During the course of the evening, the guy who I'm hanging out with, we call each other cunty fuck. That is what we call each other. The name is Bob, but we call each other cunty fuck. Those are my two favorite words in the English language. So he says he knows this cop, and he says the cop's not all that bad a guy. So he's on a good rapport with him. So he says he's going to get the cop off my ass. However, he says how he's going to do it is by claiming I'm his girlfriend. So thank you. Hey, so far nobody in this house has gotten it. My mother never leaves the house without wearing a mask. She's still paranoid about COVID, and she'll wear even the ones that don't work, though. But the surgical masks that at least are breathable, she will wear them. And I'll admit, if I'm going to get on a bus or something, I think I'd prefer wearing a mask just because of all those people and stuff. But it doesn't protect you against foul odors that you might encounter, that happens with masks. So, Usually I balk at the idea of acting like I'm part of a couple to either fend off unwanted advances by a man. It's always has been men. Women have never been so rude to me as men in this. I know that rudeness doesn't involve a gender, but I have personally never dealt with, aside from drunkenness. But I mean, as far as sexual harassment, rudeness, I've never got that from a woman. But um, I've never had to pretend to be in a relationship for my own safety before. I've never done it to get guys to back off. Because I'm thinking if my word no should be good enough, back off. I shouldn't have to say why. My reason should not only be because somebody already saw me first. That shouldn't be it. I should have freedom of choice. Otherwise, what am I, a slave? I mean, come on. And by the way, you know who else was slaves in America? Wasn't just the black folks, it was the Irish. They were slaves also. People don't talk about that. That's like a little hidden dirty secret. So, a lot of parts of the world, slavery is still being practiced. So it's a terrible, terrible thing. It's not the word that should be thrown around lightly, but we do in our society. So yeah, supposedly this guy is going to talk to this cop and get him to leave me alone because this is selective harassment. Not everybody is being fucked with. Why should I be deprived of a livelihood? Why should I cannot keep on doing this at nighttime because I can't sleep during the daytime. There's too much to do. Then there's the ShopRite thing, so I have to stay awake for that. Yesterday, when I ran out of sugar for coffee, I had to go to get sweetened loaves. I had to. I'm not going to drink coffee unsweetened. There's not a whole lot of joys you have in life when you don't have much resources. Coffee is, and my mother said that's one thing she doesn't want to be without. You know, and I don't really like drinking plain water. I never have. Coffee. Of course, people are saying that my dehydration might be what's causing my leg cramps, but you get an hour's sleep, then you cramp up, and it was so painful. Oh man. Uh, I know there's something else I wanted to mention. Oh, I set out because I'm another reason why I got to stop this nighttime stuff. I had some hamburger meat in the freezer, and some was half pork, half ground beef. I took it out. I know you're not supposed to thaw things on the room temperature. You're supposed to, uh, here, I see a mark on my skin, so, ooh, it's twisted a little. Um, but if something's frozen solid, I don't want to waste time putting it in the refrigerator. It'll take forever. Plus, my refrigerator is not the most appetizing of devices. It's really rather disgusting. I would get those guys that cashier the kitchens for the high holy days, the Jewish holy days. They have the flamethrowers. I would have them flamethrower our kitchen, or not our whole kitchen, but the refrigerator. It's so bad, honestly. I'm not exaggerating. It is disgusting. I don't film in the kitchen anymore. It's terrible. I can't keep up the cleaning, and my mother sleeps half the time. And this thing going on, I can't sleep during the daytime. And if there's something I have to do, like getting the sugar for the coffee, or if I have to go to do the ShopRite day because we're out of bread or something, then I can't go to bed for the rest of the day. There's always this more thing to do. Oh, I might as well get myself something to eat. Or watch a little TV, or watch some YouTube videos, or do a survey online because again, money, or do something about my spam in my inbox, or do a live stream, talk to you guys. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's dinner time. And then I'm thinking, there's special shows I like to watch on TV. They're not special, but it's like reality TV shows like TLC. I'm really digging their 90 day romance or whatever the name is. I At first I wasn't intrigued to start watching because the title thought I thought it was some kind of game show where they had to get married in 90 days, and that thought didn't appeal to me. But I caught my mom watching them, and I found out it was actually about marriages from Americans to people in other countries, and how they navigated long distance relationships from long distance to finally meeting in person, and how they get along. And I like the fact that they have some are straight, some are gay, and I'm sure eventually we're going to see some bi people. We have a relationship with a transgender person and a straight guy that, frankly, if he can't find himself to be bisexual, I don't know how that's going to work because the surgery hasn't all been done. If you're watching the show, but you really get invested emotionally in these people's lives because they're sympathetically portrayed, and you're rooting for most of them. And yeah, it's nice programming. And my mom got me watching other things, and we already like to watch the westerns. She got me hooked on westerns, and so I have all these things, different things that we watch. That's the one great thing about having cable TV. But then I'm thinking, you know what? I'm thinking I'd like to allow myself 8 hours before I have to come out here in the wee hours and play, and hopefully make more than $4. Which, okay, if I hadn't gotten out, I wouldn't have made. Plus, if I hadn't gone out, I wouldn't have had the adventure I had. And if I hadn't gone out, I hadn't have met the friends I've had made. And if maybe the people I met are actually going to be watching my videos, then hello, thank you for stopping by. You know, Thank you for actually seeing in person the fact that when a person is harassed and targeted, an innocent person with no record, when innocent people are harassed and targeted by authority that we cannot resist, that we cannot evade, that we cannot defend ourselves against, then inevitably the system is designed to turn us into criminals. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to be turned into a criminal. But if you're going to make it impossible for me to have a livelihood, what is that going to do to me? I mean, what does this cop? I would really like to talk to him. I would like to have a dialogue. When a person who I already have responsibilities taking care of my mother, she is not young and she's not healthy. I'm taking care of her. I have this YouTube channel now that I would like to hold on to. I would like to raise awareness about the issues that I love. I would like to be able to speak freely. I would like to pet stray cats and pick up trash around my neighborhood and share my clothes with some of my homeless friends who don't have enough. I'd like to be of service to people. I would like to be of good. I would like to be able to take my guitar out on the boardwalk when it's safe to do so, when the sun's not beating down on me, make a few coins here or there without somebody hassling me, without somebody threatening me with $2,000 fines. And, oh, we used to have a license, but it doesn't exist anymore. You're supposed to be an authority figure that I'm supposed to respect and I'm supposed to obey, and yet you're not obligated to tell the truth, and I'm supposed to listen to you and believe you. And it's a good thing that I repeated everything you, Mr. Officer, Mr. Red Menace, whose name I won't dare say, but that you do have a reputation. Some people think that you're nice, but why would you be nice to some people and asshole to others? You admitted that you had a mean streak, a mischievous streak. Well, why would you direct it toward me? Once you kicked me off the Hard Rock, right in front of Hard Rock, and then you kicked me off of Boardwalk Hall. No, you destroyed my livelihood. I can't make any money because of you. Because of you, I'm being forced to go out in the wee hours and stand around where I'm the only person in my demographic where I have no way of defending myself. What if those guys decided to go crazy and drag me to some place where there wasn't any cameras? You think I can defend myself against 5 people? Come on. You think I'm carrying a bunch of weapons out there? I'm afraid of if I were to get searched by a cop, then I would get a felony. The way they're ticketing people for all kinds of matters. People are doing this all the time. There's a problem with that. When I'm wearing the mask, it's harder for me to be heard and I cannot be seen. And I did not start this channel to be ignored. I did not start this channel to not be seen. And this makes it harder to see people. Now, there's a point. It's like I'm with my guitar, and there's always these stupid people who come up to me. Do you play? And I want to say, no, I just stand and pose for a holy picture with this fucking guitar. No, why would you think I played the damn thing? Or the people that say, play me a song when I'm on my way to where I'm expecting to play and get paid for it. And these people inevitably, they don't want you to just play what you were going to play. They want to give you a request. Inevitably, these are people that don't look like you, and they're going to ask for some kind of obscure to you, of course, uh song in a genre that they love and maybe you can't stand. Like I can't tell you how many times I was asked to play, uh I won't even say the artist because some of you might like them, but it's just some of them are bands I've never heard of, some are songs I've heard of, but rarely is it something I like. And if I like it, it doesn't mean I know how to play it, you know. And when again, when you have a broken string, it really affects the sound of the guitar. It's much easier for somebody to mess around saying funny words and I can play random chord progressions against it. That's what I ended up doing. But and I've heard people say that I would do better if I sang, but I shouldn't feel obligated to do that right now. I'd rather focus on my playing. I'd rather focus on getting better, toughening up my fingers more. There's actually requires more mental dexterity than you realize to sing and play at the same time. You have to keep track of the chord progressions. You have to make sure that you're pressing hard enough on the fingers with your chording hand. You have to remember the words. It's like changing hands that you do things. It's obviously can be done. People do it all the time, but it's different than just singing or just playing. Obviously, the more you do it, the more practice you're doing it. But I choose not to practice when I'm home doing other things that I could be doing with my time, like sleeping, for instance. And it is 6:25 a.m. Uh, I'm going to see every time I go to take a look for roaches out there, I get these people yelling for my attention, asking me if I want anything. And by wanting things, they are asking me if I want to buy, drugs. And then there are sometimes girls who are hookers will ask me because they don't know. They'll ask me if I'm also doing that, and they'll apparently have a situation where the person wants more than one person. Of course, they see me and I'm dressed briefly, and they ask, and of course, I tell them no, even though I'm dressed like this. No, I'm not doing those things. But you got to say it in a way that doesn't seem judgmental or anything, even though that is one livelihood that I find very disturbing that people are doing that. And things that I've witnessed, it's just really sad. I saw all the runaways in Hollywood and some of the things that I was made aware of. Because when you're hanging out on the street, when you're squatting and stuff, and you're hanging out with people who are panhandling, even though I never panhandled, when you shut up and listen, you hear lots of stories. And yeah, and here too. But now I think people that like from day to day, everything changes. You have these people that maybe there was a raid on the boardwalk stage or something. I don't know. Because I had every intention after Friday night. I figured if I'm doing halfway okay Friday night, maybe I'll do better Saturday night. Even though just because it's a weekend doesn't mean it's any good. But I laid down, I couldn't sleep during the day. I really tried. I laid down a couple hours before the time I would have wanted to get up. And I just could not when I was asleep like 1 hour and my legs started seizing up and spasming and it hurt so badly. And I yelled and I screamed, and I'm not a screamer. I'm a yeller when I'm pissed off, but I mean, this, you know, I can't tell you how miserable those leg cramps were. And if this nocturnal existence, it's keeping me sleep deprived. I had, well, all I ate today, it wasn't junk food, at least today. I made hamburgers. Oh, but how I screwed up the other day, I set out a thing of hamburger meat and I was intending to retrieve it in an hour or two and put it in the refrigerator. Well, I forgot about it and it had been like 8, 9 hours. And I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe it's okay. I brought it to my mother in her bedroom to have her smell it. She thought it smelled okay. I didn't smell anything. I washed my hands real good, then I broke the meat apart, and then it started smelling like rotten milk. And I brought it back to my mother, and again, she couldn't smell anything. My mother has the worst sinuses. I think my sinuses are bad. I can't tell you how many times I've said, "Oh, don't you love the smell of blah blah blah?" She doesn't smell it. Half the time she doesn't smell coffee when you're brewing it. But I mean, a lot of times she'd always be asking me what's burning. Half the time I wasn't smoking something. The other half, of course, I was. You know, and growing up, like I could never get away with burning incense to describe my pot smoking. Like when I was still in high school, she was not so permissive in those days. But I just didn't get caught. I never tried to smoke indoors or something, but I could never burn incense because my mom is very sensitive to it. It backs up her sinuses. So, uh, she thought she was slightly allergic to our cats, but she would never let a cat allergy stop her from having cats. So, and my mother believed in the mind over matter thing, and anything that she felt she needed to overcome, she did. And yeah, so let me see if what's going on here. It looks like it wants to do something. It looks very, very, very overcast. I think that's always wonderful because less sun being down means less UV rays, but still some of those water droplets, which is why we have the overcast. Some of the water droplets act like little miniature magnifying glasses for the UV rays, so that's not good. So it's always best to try to stay in the shade. I make little fingerless gloves for my hands. I put them back in my mom's room, but I leap the fingers through so that they stay on, and they don't go long. They just go like to here. But I think they're leopard print. I don't know, I forget. But it's good to have your hands covered when you're outside. It's so important. Okay, I can't think of anything else I want to say. Oh yeah, the other weed dispensary I saw, they had been talking about a weed dispensary going to open up in the ground floor of the Claridge. The Claridge used to be a hotel casino here. The address is, I believe, 1414 Atlantic Avenue. Well, I'm bringing this up because you're seeing all these empty weed bags around now, and they all look like they're Ziploc bags for the most part that are like this shape, and a lot of times have colorful graphics. And sometimes I would take them because the graphics were really, really intriguing, and also it smelled really wonderful, and maybe I could scrape something out using sharp scissors. So that was my motivation. And I was happy to find out about a local non-medical dispensary because it seems to me every time they open up a dispensary, it's only for people with New Jersey state medical cards. And this New Jersey state program does not reciprocate with programs from other states. They should take uh, uh, I don't know what it is you're supposed to take for this saying. They'll take a page in the playbook about oh, now I lost my train of thought. You see, I don't feel high from that little bit I smoked a couple hours ago. It's because I'm burnt out. Because I'm sleep deprived. The only thing I'm not deprived of is I am getting daily showers. You know, in wee hours, I don't feel like I'm getting underfoot. It's just during the daytime that I feel that my presence is down there. The hall is unwelcome. It's a vibe I feel. You feel what you feel, and feelings aren't wrong. They are, especially when feelings are validated and substantiated by lots of years of evidence. You know, see, I'm still trying to. My hair has to be totally brushed out before I can wash my hair. And then I'm afraid it's going to have no texture and it's going to be flat and everything. And I ultimately would like to re-dye my hair. I have to bleach out my roots first, and that's this stuff here. I definitely want to wash it a couple of times to make sure that I haven't exposed it to any harsh chemicals. I apologize. That's supposed to be contagious to do that. It feels like it has so much skunky stuff in it. But at the same token, when the hair has texture to it, it looks cool. Does any of you else have also have problems with a Windows 11 computer getting the pictures and video that you shot on it showing up if, say, you're trying to upload your content to YouTube? Because this makes no sense. Usually, I try to upload anything to YouTube or whatever service, it recognizes me and it sends me to wherever package might would fit. And that sucks if it's something that doesn't really pertain to you and you can't get it back to the person it belongs to. Oh, I'm getting so tired. Oh, I have a few other masks, but they're totally useless. This is a patterned surgical mask. I think they look a little disturbing slightly on some bearded guys. But then again, I realize that's a hell of a thing to say, and it might be hurtful to somebody. So please don't be impressed at all by anything that I say. I am harmlessly sarcastic. For the most, I'm not directing any animosity toward anybody. There are occasionally people who I feel I have to check, but I wouldn't use my channel to do it. Like the one person I'm angry about is a certain cop, and I can't imagine any of them are watching, but I know some security guards in some of the casinos watch. And if you're a security guard and you're a buddy of mine, then I know that you know how to treat other human beings with respect. And I know that you wouldn't unfairly impede a person's whole livelihood. You don't do that to somebody. You force them into taking chances. My staying out late like this, I wouldn't normally have thought, oh, I'm going to stay out till almost 5 o'clock in the morning, thinking, what do I really need to do at 5 a.m.? But there are, cookies to eat and things to hear that'll inspire you to listen to other things, and just so much life that can be lived even in a couple hours. So yes, I'd like to take opportunities to, especially if I think I can meet some other YouTubers. That's really awesome, because they were using all kinds of different equipment. Oh man, I'm starting to feel like I'm about ready to fade out. I don't want to keep this bag like this. Oh, I feel like I just dropped something out of the bag. Oh, you know what? By the way, make a real good water bladder. Not this little tiny rinky dink thing that holds what? A couple tablespoons, maybe. You ever get those coffee in a boxes? Wawa makes them, Dunkin' Donuts makes them. I'm sure other companies make them. Get you the cheapest one. When the coffee's all empty, rinse it out a little bit. Just make sure don't waste any of the coffee though. You take apart the cardboard box. You have yourself a collapsible beverage container. Get you a anything you need to collect this stuff. Get you a miniature uh, scarf that a little animal the size we're talking about can fit. Okay, I gotta find a place to put these things. Oh yeah. So it's been real. This guy thinks he can talk to the cop and get him to leave me alone. I'm hoping, because if this doesn't work, I don't know if I should try to deal with him directly and say, look, I tried avoiding you. I can't do this anymore. It's not worth my health. And he says, what about the license? I said, and it's not worth spending the money either for all these things and these 4 hour nights and stuff. No. Am I arrogant enough to say that even a person with an out of tune, one string missing guitar is somehow I can get something out of this experience. Yeah, birds are chirping. Like to go out there and see if I can find some roaches. Like to smoke a little bit of weed. And again, here's the New Jersey uh, lottery thing that they've given out as souvenirs. Oh, don't forget to wear sunscreen if you guys go outside, people. Minimum of this. But if you got 50, use any formulation that you have, just use it. I really love this because it goes on with a white cast, and I think it helps my freckles to blend in so I don't feel so spotted and dotted. Especially love this for my face. Alrighty, you guys. See me now. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye.